I don't have a clear plan what I'm gonna do on this stream. I'm not going to take off the headset this time because I don't have the other microphone. I'm too lazy to set it up. So I will go over the last 6 days that I haven't made an update, and then I will use this opportunity to think aloud, to even well, think what's next. What will I do next? Because I don't know that either. So life update. I tried to quickly check what I did last time. I thought about how to increase my passion, and I came up with the same conclusion that I think I have done before, which was try to create scenarios of the perfect future for me, realistic, dream more, try to build that world peace scenario, different kinds, variations. And by doing that, I will get pulled towards it eventually because I have focused too much of seeing things from my perspective. What's next? What should I do next? And that's easy. It's easy to know what are the barriers that okay, I need to get money, I need to get a job, or at least I will want to do these projects. But because my goal is so much bigger than any normal goal would be, I can't I can't use these small goals. I need to have a bigger picture. So that was what I remember that I came up with. And after that, before the interview, I thought about the Philippines opportunity even more, especially the night before the interview. And that was the last interview of the process, fourth in total. I thought about that, and I must admit, right now it's Monday. The interview was on Thursday. I have already kind of forgotten it and move on. But yes, I thought about different things about the life, what it would be like there. Again, am I just rushing to pick the first opportunity that I come across because it's easy? That's definitely what I have done my whole life. Is just to choose the first thing. But I went it over and over again, and I really think it is very good opportunity. It's not just made up the arguments that this opportunity wouldn't immediately give me new insights or skills to create the solutions that I already have ideas of, but what it will give me is opportunity to develop myself, to further self-develop my brain, how I think, more deep level. I think that I'm already fully ready to hop on to some group which develops the end solutions, but I think I want to develop myself further. If I go in already, I will lose the opportunity. I will get good at what I do there, I will self-develop further, but I don't think I could develop. I don't know. This is a mystery. Can I develop my deep level, not problems, but qualities, how I think, quite pure thinking. Can I develop those once I have a schedule, once I have group pressure, and yeah, I think this Philippines opportunity will provide something that I wouldn't get otherwise. And of course, it's 50% the job and 50% just living there. Um, but but yeah, I came to the same conclusion that this is a good opportunity. I was very excited before the interview. That's why I didn't sleep that well. When the interview happened, it was quite similar to what was the pre-interview 2 weeks earlier. I further uh, discussed and explained my goals, my reasons to want to get this job, and the conclusion was, I don't know. It depends fully on the other applicants. I heard in the end that there was at least one other who was going to attend the third interview, which was the technical assessment or technical interview, and then two more were brought to this process. So they didn't even had the pre-interview. So I don't know if those will continue to the language assessment, and then what they said was 2 weeks roughly that my process took, that it could take for the other applicants as well. But yeah, it's very odd thinking that any day I could get an email saying that I I got accepted or they want me to work for them with them. In the end, they asked. I thought about. I was waiting for talk about pay, salary, but the only thing they asked was what was my requirement or what I thought I would, or yeah, what did I want to get? And I had done the calculation again and came up with 70K, which is roughly 1,000 euros. It's not very much, but I said kind of like that. That was my minimum. I tried to estimate what the living would cost there. I came up with 30K at the minimum, and then I estimated that my student loans pay back monthly. I could get that to 200 euros. So by default, it's 300, but I could get it to 200 and maybe below. I'm pretty sure they're flexible at least for 1 year or 2 years. But no, I didn't hear anything. They just couldn't tell. But yeah, that's over. The last interview. Haven't heard from them since. But I have moved on. So it's time to start thinking about other opportunities. What will I do if this doesn't happen? And that's what I have been trying to do. And what it means mm, really is I wake up without an alarm. I don't have anything planned for the day. Then I might start watching music videos, try to think, or then look at my room, my apartment, and see all the stuff that I need to get rid of. Even if this didn't happen, I would still want to get rid of a lot of my stuff that I started the project on February. Yeah, it has taken over 3 months. And very commonly during the end of my days, I get more motivated to think, or my thinking capabilities suddenly improve. And then I have gone to bed around 3 a.m. maybe. Purchases I made. Don't remember exactly when was the time I started to think about the future setup. And I don't remember what I have said during the stream, but if I move to the Philippines, I can't take my PC with me. And I don't want, so my vision for my life for over a year, I think, has been that I want to live very lightly, very minimalistically. I don't care about owning a sofa or even a bed. I would love to live in other people's places and just rotate or learn to, or yeah, network more. I think, yes, I have talked about that. So that's my ultimate goal. Well, well, not a goal, but that's the best life I can think of. And that would, of course, mean that I wouldn't have that much possession. Few suitcases, and that's it. PC, monitors, those do not belong to the vision. So, what will I use then? I thought about Mac Mini that I already bought half a year ago, over half a year. Mac Mini M1, but that was just a test pretty much. I wanted the Mac. That was my first Apple purchase. It cost less than 300 euros. So for me, at the time at least, it wasn't a big deal. But I thought about buying another Mac because that had only 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. So what if I bought another Mac Mini? I could use my VR headset. But then I thought about needing a laptop as well. I can't rely only on my Mac Mini. And I have a laptop, but it's garbage. It has an i3 processor, 2 cores, and 8 gigabytes of RAM as well. What more? Maybe 256 or 512. I don't remember what was the storage capacity. But anyways, that laptop I bought almost 5 years ago, just for very light tasks. And I thought that it was going to be a temporary year or two max. Well, here I am. That is my only laptop. But yeah, so I couldn't use that as my laptop, so I would need another laptop. So another Mac Mini, and another laptop, and both could cost around 1,000 euros. But I don't like that. I don't want to have two separate devices, so I thought, what if I bought only one laptop and not buy Mac Mini and buy it for 2,000 euros? I don't know much about laptops. Like I said, I bought that 5 years ago. My mission then was very clear. I wanted something small, something that had good battery, and that's it. And that was one of the cheapest ones. And then my first laptop I bought 2017, 9 years ago. That was a gaming laptop. Back then I had money. I just quickly looked at the price range, 1,000 euros, something like that, and bought a laptop. Of course, that broke down a few years later. But that's my experiences with laptops. But I have seen many videos, maybe thumbnails, but also videos I have looked up about laptops and the latest versions of Mac, specifically MacBooks. And I did some research mainly about Macs versus Windows machines and came to a conclusion very quickly that unfortunately M4, M5 processors, maybe all of them, all five of them, they're just too good compared to Windows one, Intel ones or x86 ones. That it's the hardware. Mac OS, I still don't like. I don't like the look of it. It's terrible. I like the boxiness. I don't know if I can turn Mac OS into a box one, but anyways, it's the hardware, not the software. Definitely, I don't want to buy an iPhone. I have a better one, and Android is by far way better than. So the software is way better than what Apple can give, but they have better hardware. And the form factor. Well, I will cut the chase. What I bought, which has a small chance it's a scam because it's so cheap, but it's a real company here in Finland, in Helsinki. They send it today on mail, and maybe I will get that tomorrow. Let's see if there's any updates about that. If there's not, then I think it will come on Wednesday. Yes, no, it will come tomorrow. Yes. Didn't get updates, but it's fine. So it will come tomorrow. And it should be, what it should be is, too many tabs open. That's a Finnish site. Let's see Amazon. So it should be MacBook Pro M5 Pro 24 gigabytes, 1 terabyte, and 14. Of course, it doesn't show it here. M4 Pro 48 gigabytes. I haven't used Amazon much. Is it really that garbage? What? So can I choose? I can't choose it here. Well, I will show the finish. Finnish version. So it's this. 2650. And I tried to look for ones that are less than 2000. I went to Tori, second-hand marketplace, and people were selling, of course, a lot of Macs, but the prices were very high. And then there were M2s, M3s, M4s, and a lot of them did have like 16 gigabytes of RAM or 512 gigabytes of storage. And I tried to think, what do I want? And then also what chip. I considered M5 would have cost 2000, so 400 less, 2250, new one with just M5 and the same RAM and storage. But a lot of used ones did have 16 gigabytes of RAM, or as I said, 500. I came to a conclusion after a day or two think about this, that 24 and 1 terabyte are the minimum that I want. That I don't want to buy another one after a year or two, or I don't want to think about it too much. So 16 gigabytes nowadays is very low. For my use case, of course, mainly I'm just browsing, making writing notes, but I will do video editing. I will do use virtual machines. But tomorrow I will. So the cost is 2650. What I paid was 1900. So it's 750 euros less than what it costs here. And it should be new. So if it's a scam, then I will be fortunate to get a chance to get introduced to Finnish law and legal system, because of course I will complain about that. But as I said, it's a real company. They do have reviews. They do have many more of these. It was created 2024, so 2 years ago. I really doubt it would be a scam, but yeah, very, very interesting one. I made a risk assessment that this is good enough. And if it really is this, and it's not stolen, so that I can use it, then, well, it's the greatest of deals. Because this M5 Pro, it came very not that long ago. I don't know exactly when, but according to the videos that I watched comparing M5 and M5 Pro and M4 Pro to this, they are quite new, the videos. Could I have used M4 Pro? Yes, definitely. That was sort of what I concluded, that that's the best one. Try to find that used, but these variants, they were very rare, and actually I don't know if I even saw one. It's either one is too little, and I can't settle for 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 512. I mentioned virtual machines. My idea is that I will, of course, start streaming with that. Well, if I continue streaming, I never thought about it much. That maybe I could quit or stop doing this. I don't know. But I think the setup I want to have is virtual machine and not just a profile. So right now I'm sharing the whole screen. If there is a notification pop up, it will be on a stream. If I go to the settings, well, yeah, I can show, or it will show everything. But what I want to have is a virtual machine that I kind of had the idea of before. A year ago, I did have an idea that I want to install just bare Windows and then start using virtual machines and Linux. But for some reason, the VMware didn't work as I wanted it to. After the reinstall of Windows, I gave up. I decided that was not the time to start tackling the issue of performance, and went with just normal Windows use. And this streaming, I didn't really plan too much because I just wanted to start it. And then, of course, I had everything else going on in my life. But this time, I want to trust Apple that this chip is good for virtual machines, that I can run also Windows. I have no, like, why would I come to Windows? Some apps, if they don't work on Apple, on Linux, then sure, Windows it is, but through virtual machine. And right now, my main idea is I'm just going to use virtual machines doing my daily tasks, whether they are private or then public on stream. And I'm gonna have the virtual desktop so that I can use the, well, I will have everything on Mac side that I need, but those I'm not gonna show on stream because I don't want to create two profiles. So my idea is that I'm gonna stream through my private profile because I use so many different browsers. I don't want to make this setup again like I have with these Windows profiles where I have different terminal configurations. What is this even? Restart? You can Control D. Why? Oh no. Virtualization. What I did was I changed the thermal paste on my CPU, and that reset it BIOS settings. So I don't have virtualization. Never thought about backing it up or just looking at what changes have I made. The only change I made was I ranked up the RAM speed to 3200 megahertz because it defaulted to 2400. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I also bought another one. So this was 1,900 euros. I bought, can't really remember this. Trending on Google, really. I'm just gonna cheat quickly. Beryl AX. Oh, this. I bought pocket-sized Wi-Fi 6 router for home and travel. I must admit I didn't do a ton of research about this. I did use AI. AI mentioned this, but then I went to read some Reddit posts where people use this exact version for virtual desktop just to use Quest 3 with Macs, with Windows machines as well. I have a router which is like this big, and I wouldn't take that with me to the Philippines, to abroad. This, if it works, it's also a repeater, so I could have random Wi-Fi coming in. So my problem is I need Wi-Fi, common Wi-Fi network for my Quest 3, and then a laptop, which will be the MacBook, to stream the desktop. But I can't use a public one because that's too slow. But if I create a hotspot with my phone abroad or at some hotel, I don't have a network there, so internet connection. So I need some device that takes the internet connection and then creates a local high-speed network. And this will be it. So I'm gonna do some, yes. Lights to 60%. Of course, I'm not gonna get blinded with this headset on. Right. Also, I have tried to think what to develop next. because self-development using my technique is the easiest thing. But the problem is I don't know what to develop, what to just do and what to develop. Mm, Thinking about the future with so many opportunities or different scenarios, choices, that's difficult. But this cleaning up my room, going through stuff, start listing them on the used marketplace story, that has taken a lot from me. And I try to think about why. Because this step I know I will do at some point. Why can't I just do it? But I figured out that I just hadn't made it clear enough what was after this. So even thinking about, okay, I'm gonna have my simple setup, Quest 3, MacBook, this Beryl X, and small keyboard. I'm gonna start using this. I think it has a trackpad as well. Instead of continuing to use this, there's quite a large difference between these ones. So this I can take with me anywhere I go, and this I don't want. But I could already envision myself with this very minimalistic, light to carry setup, but it didn't motivate me to start going through this stuff. Because the problem was, what was I gonna do with this? So if I had my laptop, if I were in Thailand, for example, in a cafe, I could work. What would I do? And I still haven't made that clear for myself. What's next? Immediately, what I would like to do is on this stream. Actually, let's think about this. So what's next? On the stream, I would like to go through my stream. So this profile that I can't access the terminal, but I'm gonna go through what I remember, what I did, because when the MacBook arrives, when it works, when it's not a scam, I'm gonna start using that, and immediately I will start going through my thousands of gigabytes worth of data on my main PC. I can show that probably here. Oh, it's not that much. So that's 2.6 terabytes. Big boy. That's not too bad. 500, so half a terabyte. And then this is 800 gigabytes. I will start going through this and back up everything. So my idea is I'm gonna use cloud storage, which I hope I can trust that they're not going to lose my files. But well, I can just hope. On my Google Drive, I have 5 terabytes because Google up upgraded the plan, which was originally 2 terabytes that I used to back up my vlog videos, private vlogs, 1.5 terabytes. But now it's 5, and I can use the rest of it. I don't have that much stuff, so the stuff that I have done, let's see, so it's either this or this. So life work, thesis, obsidian recordings, other properties. So it's like half a gigabyte. So this is nothing. But yeah, I'm gonna go through all the files and then start to have this cloud-based system where I don't want to have too much on my new Mac. I wanted that 1 terabyte, but that was because of the virtual machines and also videos that I will create. I want to have them locally there, and then I have 1.5 terabytes of virtual vlogs. I will start to go through them, edit them at some point, and just to have that space room available, because a few hundred gigabytes will go right like immediately. Then if I have to use 100 gigabytes, delete files before I can add new ones, I want to have more space. But yeah, I think that's so that's one task. What other? So immediately when I get the virtual machine working on my Mac, I can start streaming there. I'll go through that PC. I already listed my HP Reverb G2 VR headset on Tori. One person asked about it first, if it was version 2 or version 1. I said version 1, unfortunately. But that headset, so it has 2 versions, HP Reverb G2. That was what I bought. Didn't think, oh, they have the. I bought 5 years ago. Yes, 5 years ago. It was very good at the time, but the software wasn't. It used Windows Mixed Reality, which they deleted like 2 years ago. But then someone made a Steam version or kind of driver for this, and now it works again. But I paid 800 euros for this, more than this, and now I listed it at for 120 euros. So a big drop. And then this person asked what was the lowest amount I was gonna sell this for, and I said 90 euros. And that's very, very interesting. I think I might have mentioned this on stream as well as, of course, on private stream before, private vlog before, that I'm terrible with money. And I don't mean I'm terrible at managing money. If I have money that I'm gonna spend it, Well, maybe also that, but selling stuff. This, for example, I listed it for 120 euros, but if I sold it at 80 euros, would I care? Can I understand? Can I feel that 40 euros difference? The answer is not really. Like, if I sold this for 200 euros, I would feel the same thing. Maybe under 50, but even that, so I can't differentiate well if I sold this for 50 euros or 200 euros. I just think this is very interesting because I have had cases where I sell something for 10 euros, and then someone asks, hey, can I get this for 8 euros or 7 euros? I said no, like 3 euros difference. I don't care about that. Like, if I lost 200 euros from my bank account, which is quite empty at the moment, I wouldn't see I wouldn't feel the difference. So with this, I said 90 euros. I just want to get it out because if someone wants to come here and test it, I have to have my PC, and so I can't sell my PC before selling this. I just want to get it out. But yes, that money thing is interesting. I also listed my Mac Mini already for 350. I think that's quite average. No one has contacted me yet, but I bought it for 280. I think the price has gone up a little bit. Maybe it was because of OpenClaw. I'm not sure if people are still interested in it for that reason, but there were like 3 or 4 other Mac Minis with M1 chip, so not that many. But why did I list for 350? I don't know. I could have put 300 and someone would have already bought it. Maybe I would I would like to develop this part of me laziness around money, but yeah, it's not in that good state at the moment. I like to do charity too much. But after I will get this out and MacBook in, I can sell my PC. That's the biggest thing. I'm gonna ask for 1,700 euros for it. I estimated the total cost of all the pieces separately to be at 1,800. So 100 difference. I hope someone will buy it with that amount, but 1,600 is the minimum that I will accept. But then I will get the money back that I already spent on this MacBook. That yet again I hope is real. What's also next? Not immediately right now. In 4 days, there will be the second deadline for applying for jobs. 4 new positions that I haven't started to find yet, mainly because of this Philippines opportunity. It has been like so great experience already, start to actually think about it, consider and do research how to, or what about vaccines? What about driver's license? What about like uh, I kind of automatically assume that hey, if I move to some country and stay there, that I'm gonna learn the language. In this case, Filipino, Tagalog, and then of course I'm gonna become a citizen at some point. But as it turned out, in the Philippines, it's not that easy to get citizenship. And if I would become a citizen, I would have to. I don't know the term, but I would have to lose my Finnish citizenship. I automatically assumed, hey, dual citizenship, but no. So there is no reason or motivation to get the Philippines citizenship. I'm used to there being immigrants here in Finland that who came from the Middle East, from some part of the world where the minimal average wage was much lower, and they came here for a better life, for better pay and better opportunities. So they want to have Finnish citizenship because it's also EU. They could go to another country as well. But this is a different situation where there's not that much benefit of having, or that's what I understood. It's possible to have a dual citizenship if I do something great for the Philippines. To summarize, but yeah. So what's next also is start to go through job listings, but it's it is in 4 days, and I don't want to apply for positions here in Finland. With this experience, I would love to, if I don't get this job, I would love to try to get another one similar. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna find it, so I can already lose hope. But now I want to look into Taiwan and other countries around the southern eastern Asia, and actually start to look for opportunities to move there. This opportunity would be like very good. I think it has so many good things about this particular job. But yes, start mapping out different opportunities that I could apply immediately, but what could be the route to having a job there or to live there, maybe work remotely. So I don't need to get a job from the company there. Can be a global company. I would just work remotely. So that's what I want to do before going to Duunitori again. And if there are positions or places that I could send an open application for to, I can do that. That will work for my employment services. Also, one thing I want to, for some reason, share to everyone in the future that I'm considering moving to my parents' place. So if I don't get this opportunity, I would still move away from this apartment. I have lived around 4 years here. The internet will be worse, the peace, the quietness will be worse. But I think the change is good. To have some pressure to finish with all of this stuff, get it out, and move on. And there, I would have maybe more reason to move out. So pressure from another source. Right now, here, like this is too easy to live here. I have perfect connections or public transport right next to me. I can walk to the city center. I can walk to the stores, buy stuff. But there, I don't have that. Yeah, but right now, I will focus on this. So go through. Mm, somewhere this is it life management? No, skills and knowledge, life work. Let's do random. It's not real life management. Life work profile. I'm pretty sure if I just lost this profile immediately, I wouldn't lose that much. But I just want to go through, remember. So I have here, okay, 4 scenes. Clock. Trying to think. Like this is very simple that I have here. What is even this? What? Ah, those are the hidden ones. Category, topic. This looks so terrible. What is this? Okay. Right now yeah, should have noticed that sooner. It was obviously because the terminal didn't work. The VSL didn't work. It's fine. I could edit that later. I will build this again. Didn't take me long. I will do it again. I never got into multiple scenes, having shortcuts. I will do this later. Not later. Again, Power toys. Then I have 3. This is quite basic for me already, having multiple Firefox profiles. I think I'm gonna go through my. Do I have my setup here somewhere? Probably here. Wait, large canvas. It's there already. Where did I have that? Here probably. So I had this idea for this different browsers. And then I have 2 kind of main emails that I have leaked many times. I'm using Microsoft Edge as my main browser. Not good. Chrome, I don't know if that's better because I use so much Google stuff. I don't want to concentrate to all Google products. And many of the other ones, like Vivaldi, doesn't have good sync. Like these are very capable browsers. One thing I can't wait is to hopefully have quieter experience with the MacBook than I have with my PC. There is a problem with my PC that I can't control the fan speeds. That's the main reason why it's so loud. Also, the airflow is terrible. I have 2 120 millimeter fans. All of them should be 140, but because I cheaped out with the case, it's too small to have bigger ones. Yeah, I'm amazed how I could even manage to put everything in with that RTX 390 Ti. It's crazy. So I have Firefox profiles. Why can't I? Because it's wrong. Okay. I have Firefox profiles. This is private. Can't open that on stream. AI. Stream very simple. Whoa, mic. I don't know if this will work on a Mac. We'll have to see. Notion, GIMP. More browsers I don't use. Krita. Could I have, and then I have the scripts here, don't I? OBS texts. Texts. I have scripts here, which means I can give these to AI, say, hey, could I get something similar, but for Mac OS? Hmm. That's, yeah, it's the simplest thing. This would be the time modifier, topic modifier. Because after this stream, I'm just gonna ignore this profile. So this is the last time I get chance to look at these files. If there's something, I can grab this from the other profile. But in the website, is it possible that some of these wouldn't be pushed? I will blame the past me for those. App data. Like, what apps do I even have here? I think this will show all the apps. All the installed apps. Yeah, Among Us. DOVR. CS2. Where does it grab this? Like, maybe I have it installed. Maybe I have it, yeah, on Steam. Haven't played it. Contacts desktop. Old Firefox data. Okay. Documents. Never use this. League of Legends. Unfortunately, I can't play that. Downloads. Line salad. Excalibur. Cable driver, really? Platform tools. Aren't these the ADB? No. Earth. Thumbnail photos. Keep icon. I'm not 100% sure. Could I have something I can't show here? There's no way, right? Messy room. Ah, yeah, these were just. Do you have that somewhere else? Okay. Save. Pictures, screenshots. I think I just used this. That went to AI. Oh, that's bad. Get deleted. Videos. Okay, here I have test ones, I would assume. VR 180. Why is it here? Huh? Why do I have it here? Not sure. 19 seconds, 14 seconds, 9 seconds. Are all of these tests? I'll just instantly remove them. 20 minutes. Why do you have 20-minute video? 4 gigabytes. I'm very curious. Why did I make a log? Come on, you can play it. All right. So it's time to what do I do here? Start recording. Okay. Is it possible that I thought I was gonna start streaming? I will take a quick look at this. What am I doing? I'm just recording. What? It was 27th. Okay, okay. Okay. So I was preparing for the stream, pretty sure. Going over my plan. Yes, I was preparing. This was 27th day. That's around when I started. So everything else, this is 3 second, and what even is this? Like, it's not recording anything. No, wait. 700 bytes. Okay. This is me recording. Yeah. All of these except the first one will go. I'm used to having my keyboard elsewhere. These I can just delete. And this will remain. This is why it's important to save this. Second life work. Or I could just grab it here from here. Yeah, that's the easiest one. Just knowing that it's there. Sure, I'm gonna remember it. Audio. So here I have the audio files. The latest one is, of course, today's. Not that large ones. Is it like 2 gigabytes or what? 4.5 close. I don't know if this will happen. If I will get the transcripts from these video audio files. Trying to make my stream easier to follow later is very far in my priorities, but definitely remember to pick that up. Contacts, if I ever use this. These I went over already. Favorites, I don't use links, I don't use music, I don't use OneDrive, I don't use pictures. Random. I always like random ones. Saved games, searches, videos. And that was it from this profile. And the WSL2 can't access. Actually, I can access those files, maybe. No, wait. No, I can't. Huh? This is Linux. Isn't it in app data? Do I have some files there? Now I'm curious. Because I think it should be in app data somewhere. VSL. Oh, it's in roaming. Okay, could there be something of an importance? Shortcut. Yeah, 6.4 gigabytes. It's here. On my other profile, I'm used to accessing the Linux files from the Windows side, but wait, you don't have permission. What do you mean permission? I don't have any other technique. Yeah, I guess that's it then. Linux side, what could I have there of importance? The browsing data from these Windows Firefox profiles. Here I have logged in. I'm not gonna lose. And others are also synced. These I will lose completely. Don't care. Obsidian is Affinity. Where does it store the end results? No, it's here. Assets. Okay. And Krita as well. First. It's always first. Okay. So I'm not gonna save anything from my OBS configuration. I will start streaming at 1080p. Right now it's 1440p and the bitrate is way too much. It's 13.5 megabits per second. That's crazy for content like this. But streaming at 1080p means text is not gonna be as clear, but to have smaller video sizes and less strain on the computer, that's the right move to do. With this too powerful PC, I thought I'm gonna leverage everything, just make Google store hundreds of gigabytes worth of empty vlogs. Manifesto. Right. That's it. I don't have any other. So audio, that one video. Yeah. We'll have to enable the virtualization, I think, for my other profile. Maybe I'll come back to this as well. Not on stream, but to make sure that I didn't lose any coding progress. Streaming setup, very simple. Because I have done this on stream, I can always go back and see, okay, what did I do? Right. I guess that was it. I wanted to make an update. Let's do end talk. Random is good. In the app. Of course, I made a mistake. In the apping. Can't take headset off, but hopefully this will be the last stream with this setup. The next one will be on a Mac. Using the virtual machine. If I can't get it to work well enough, I'm gonna create another profile like I did with this Windows. But yeah, we'll see. Hmm. I'm also gonna sell my Cintiq 16 drawing tablet that I bought for 600 euros a few years ago. I will sell. Haven't used it too much, and I figured out that yes, I want to draw at some point, but I have some sort of solution for that. So I have my phone that I can use. It's not the same, of course. The pen, the feeling is not the same, but it's a start. If I want to draw, I can always buy new tablet, and not that expensive ones. Like 600 euros for someone who does not draw is way too much. I have had too much money in my disposal. But yes, that will go as well, that I thought before that I wouldn't sell. What will go also, like my camera is right in front of me. I couldn't have that before because I had the standing desk solution. Like it's a movable piece that I could place on a normal desk to have a higher level work stand. I bought that for 50 euros and last year and used it. I started to stream on the floor, I think. I bought that for that purpose, and I thought I'm not gonna sit, but of course in the end I ended up here. not using the standing opportunity or sitting down opportunity or sitting on the floor opportunity. I will sell that. I will just accept that how I will work is like normal people sitting down on a chair. But also because my setup will be very simple. Like this is the only mm, factor that I need to consider. Where to put this that I can work. I don't need to have or think about my monitor. I have this. I can just remove the cord, so that's not a problem. I can I can put this on any counter and face a wall and be able to work with all these screens. So the limitations that other people have for not being able to stand while working, I don't have that. Of course, in my apartment, sort of a little do if I don't have a desk even, but yes, it's the flexibility of this setup. And when I have my Mac, I'm not going to use that keyboard. I'm going to use this or something else that I will buy. Mouse as well. I'm not going to use, well, it's attached. Can't show it, but I can't use my, of course I can show it. What do I mean? My mouse, I will buy a new one, I think. Bluetooth, wireless. I don't like wires. But what I meant to say was I'm gonna sell more things that I thought I would. My other laptop, I think I will keep for now. I might even, if the Philippines opportunity happens, I might take my other laptop as well. It's tiny, it doesn't take space. I would have two, just in case. Like, if I sold that today, maybe I could get 50 euros for it. Having a backup, I think, is a good idea. So with these new items that I'm gonna sell or give away, the final setup form is starting to finalize or starting to settle. I can't go below having a keyboard. Like, I'm not gonna use just a laptop's keyboard, especially Macs. I think I'm not 100% sure. Want to check this out. Keyboard. Like, what is the what? Mac? I don't know. Let's talk about. Let's not talk about it. Yeah. Yes. So, who who in the right mind thought that the function key was important? Like, it's not important. Why is function here? Like right now, I can use Control Shift, Control Tab, and then Control Shift Tab. With this layout, why does the function key is here? I don't use this. Like, okay, with the laptop, I can use to brighten the screen and so on. but I don't need to have it here. Like if I'm clicking anything here at this level, I will probably want to look at it. But anything else, everything else, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to misclick this. So I don't know if I can change this up this round. I will try. It's a very quick question. I will do immediately. On a MacBook, can I switch and on a native MacBook keyboard you cannot directly swap keys in the built-in hardware level key and does not appear. However, you can achieve this by third-party. So if it's possible, I will do it like immediately. This is the worst kind of absolutely worst kind of decision they have made. Like, why is it here? No reason whatsoever. Apple, why? This is also what I don't like. I don't know if this package will even contain a MacBook that I will receive tomorrow. But yeah, this design I don't like either. But anyways, point was I can't go much smaller with having a 14-inch laptop, small keyboard, split keyboard. Okay, that project I haven't decided what to do with it. A few days ago, I tried to revive it, tried to ask AI what's wrong, doesn't it work? So I have the split keyboard I have shown probably on the stream as well. But the firmware doesn't work. I don't know if the hardware is also faulty or wrong because I soldered the pieces together, but it works like so it connects to a Bluetooth. I can type some keys, but they might be wrong, and also only some of them. But a split keyboard, yes, that's the end goal. But I think even then, I would still want to have at least one of these because split keyboard, at least what I bought, yeah, is not what I built. I mean, it's not the perfect one. VR headset. This form factor already is like, of course, I would love to have even smaller, but is it as capable? I doubt. Hmm. But I hope I get to sell that VR headset. I should have sold that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I didn't. My mistake. Now I just want to get rid of it. My PC as well. Just get the money. Get done with it. Tablet. No rush there. And other equipment as well. No rush there. The most important is the PC. And get some money to my bank account again. So in a few days, I will need to apply for more positions, but there's a small chance that this week the Philippines opportunity will come to a conclusion if the other applicants don't advance in the hiring process. It's only Monday. Like it's possible that even already tomorrow I will hear about what happens. And if I get this opportunity, of course I don't want to apply, but I think it wouldn't hurt, especially because I will look for broad opportunities. I will start with Taiwan, and now I'm thinking about it, I think the Philippines is the second one. Like the language, that is a huge help. And if I move to South Korea, I have seen the videos from there. People are people and the environment, it feels a lot like Finland. So Finland has clean streets, not that much going on. People are in general friendly. They're not aggressive, or like crime rate is quite low, I would say. The technology is very high, digitalization very high. Moving to South Korea, how much would it show? Japan, Taiwan, I would go for the language mainly. And of course, the well, language and the democracy. But South Korea, Japan, I don't think make that much sense. So I think the second choice will be the Philippines. Even if I don't get this opportunity, that I could still want to look for opportunities there. Hmm. We'll see. Anyways, very interesting life I'm living at the moment. A lot of things to do, a lot of thoughts, and everything is just going so well. Nice, nice, nice.